Excellency, I would like to please invite you to say a few words to our guest this evening, if you prefer. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We have here a very high-profile group of people coming from Paris to discuss this agriculture show that we are hosting in France. And I think it's not the first time they come, but for some time they have not come. And I thought that it would be a great idea to again draw the attention of the Indian agriculture fraternity on what is happening in Paris on 4 different occasions during the year. Because during these shows, definitely Paris is the capital of agriculture in all its aspects. Why doing this tour in India to attract attention on Paris shows? Of course, because India is a growing agriculture power. It is already the third or the fourth most important agriculture country in terms of part of land devoted to agriculture. And of course, there is a great deal of expectations and hopes for the future of agriculture in India. This potential is there. It's of course a long-term project to change and modernize the Indian agriculture, but it's on the way. Initiatives are being taken, and there is certainly some good prospects for the future. The challenges are ahead of us, and I think for all these challenges, we can do more and more between France and India, and several cooperations are already on the way in this respect. Of course, augmenting the agricultural production in India so as to match the requirement of the consumers and also reduce the imports on certain particular commodities. The second is, of course, to address new requirements of these consumers, notably in the urban areas. And third, of course, trying to reach the point where export markets can be looked for by Indian exporters. Of course, there are a certain number of principles and standards to reach, and that's part of the dialogue between European Union and India. And of course, you have all seen that there is a little story about the mangoes at present. Well, so we hope this will be solved in the future. But that's also an indication of the kind of standards which are necessary to be allowed to enter on some big markets. And I would like to stress also the challenge of sustainability of agriculture. It needs to take into account the respect for the environment. You should milk the cow but not kill the cow. And on the top of that, that includes a certain number of technologies on which we are already working, from simple things like cold chain up to very high-end technologies like satellites. We have built over the last few years 2 Indo-French satellites which are essentially doing Earth observation, in particular focusing on climate change consequences. And of course this has a direct impact on agriculture when you can of course predict what will be the events in this area. And during the last India Today conclave, Dr. Radhakrishnan, the chief of ISRO, highlighted the importance of the space policy of India and space cooperation between India and France in its connection with agriculture and the well-being of the farmers.